An amulet is something which is charged with protection. Some people use the words amulet and talismans interchangeably, whereas other people would say that a talisman is for bringing something in and an amulet is for keeping things away. You can, of course, buy your own, buy an amulet, but I think it's more potent to charge a piece of your jewellery. Again, you could buy a piece specifically for that purpose or repurpose a piece of jewellery that you already own, which is what I'm doing here. And also, this was bought for me by a loved one, so it is already imbued with lots of good properties. And also, if you have a look at the symbology, I don't know if you can see that, with the owl and the tree. This is lovely symbology for magical work too. Also, for someone who is, as they say, in the closet, they wouldn't want to have something that's overtly magical looking. So to repurpose a piece of jewellery and create an amulet with that would be the perfect solution. So that's what I'm going to do here. Really, any sort of piece of jewellery that you feel is suitable will do. So to do this, I would be following the 3 C's. That is to cleanse first, to consecrate, and to charge. The first is to cleanse. Now this is silver, and in occult lore, as in Lore, silver remains pure, so I personally wouldn't feel I needed to cleanse this. It's also full of my own energy, so I wouldn't feel that I wanted to cleanse it. However, if you do, what I would do is to bury it in a bowl of salt and leave it in there overnight. There are other ways that you can cleanse. So moving on to consecration. I have already done a video somewhere on my channel, so I'm not going to go through it in detail, but do take your time with it because it's a very special moment. I begin with the QC, the Kabbalistic cross, to center myself and connect to my divinity before beginning. And then just for this, I'm going to run through a quick elemental consecration. So I would begin with, let's put that away. I haven't actually brought any salt with me, so I forgot about it. But I would begin with sprinkling my charm or amulet with salt and consecrate it in the element of earth. So I would say something like, by the power invested in me in the name of divinity and all the powers of earth, I consecrate thee. And then I would move on to water. So move that away. And this is blessed water that I have here. So I would do the same again and sprinkle my amulet with water, again saying those words or any other words that you like. What I do often use is a psalm as well, so I would be using Psalm 150 or Psalm 110. And then moving on from, so we've done earth, we've done water, now we would do air. So we have some incense. I prefer frankincense for this, and I would move it through the frankincense smoke, and again be saying those words of consecration. And then finally moving on to fire. Now I would have a lovely big candle for this, a lovely white, a big white church candle or something, just because that's my preference. But I've just got a little weeny tea light. I would also anoint my candle with oil. I have here holy anointing oil, which I have made and which I use for all these sort of things, and which I will be anointing my amulet with when I've finished. So again, I would just be moving this over the flame and saying my words of consecration. And finally, I would want to anoint my charm or my amulet with my that's a quincux anointing. So making 1, 2, 3, 4 and then one in the middle, anoint, and probably on the back as well, with my holy oil. And this is where we give our amulet its purpose. So it's really worth spending some time to compose your words, and that you will be speaking over your lovely amulet. It's worth taking that time, perhaps compose them ahead of time, and then you would hold your amulet in your hands and possibly against your heart area. Again, maybe you want to repeat your QC or other prayers at this point, and then you speak to it. I always speak to whatever I'm working with as if it's a living creature, because it is. So this is the time to tell it what it is going to do, give it its purpose, using words such as repelling and resisting and protection and those sort of things. And once you feel that you have spent enough time with your amulet and that it is charged with your energy and with your intentions, you then would state that fact: you are now consecrated and charged with the purpose of, and then state that purpose. As I speak it, so it is. It is done.